I'm Andrew Young, and I'm the founder of Pearl River Glass Studio. We're going to read some poems today. The first one is Small Exits. It's written while I was on a flight from Jackson to the Dallas airport. I hadn't been on an airplane in a goodly bit, and the first voice of the poem is the flight attendant. Are you on an exit row? Are you tired of performing the instructions? Or would you rather find another way to fly? What are our options anyway, when we all know we're on an exit row? The question is, do you have the ability to operate the emergency exit? When will you know that it's necessary? Clear and present dangers are hidden from view. Flowing underground, the river of fate is closer than you think, just below your feet, just around the corner, sealed in an envelope or the doctor's prognosis. It seems we rush headlong into life, trusting our lives to what we know we can touch, or become a believer in faith if we are committed to the truth. We've learned to not cry as an infant child, though we would be well served if we could. We must find the exit every day, in small ways with wonder, to accept the fates as surely as light reflects off standing water. Acknowledge the push and pull of forces beyond your control, as a river has learned to meander across a landscape of geological time. We are of this world, yet we can choose to not be in it by moving the soul counterclockwise. How strangely solid the clouds appear in raking afternoon sun. At 30,000 feet and 400 miles an hour, the beauty there is astounding. Ice as cotton in the hand of God as sculptor, and has been so longer than we can ever know if we cared to ponder. And it's just such things. That's what I mean by small exits full of wonder. Nighttime is a poem that I most recently wrote, and I select poems across decades of time, but this one is the most recent poem that I've written. Gentle wind of nighttime breath, nighttime creeps with soft paws, nighttime pivots in dance with dawn. In summer, nighttime bakes a savory souffle of darkness. Nighttime is a syrup of silent kindness. Nighttime is a host of a party of forgotten memories. Nighttime is a dream polish that shines brightest in the moonlight. Nighttime hides in the softest of shadows. Nighttime yields to dawn the siege of daytime, while waiting anxiously for dusk. Nighttime is a kingdom of sleeping serfs bound to the Lord of darkness. It can begin with brilliant sunset, announcing the end of the day with glorious colors that tints the evening's descent, that prepares the way for perpetual kindness. As nighttime creeps into every crevice of doubt and despair, only to be covered by blankets and pillows to spare. The next poem is Rail Yard. My studio has been in the same location for 45 years, and it's in an old part of town where the railroad tracks are close by. This is a poem that I wrote when I left work one afternoon. I sat stunned in my car at the end of the street, watching the hawk fly above the rail yard fleet of metal cars with steel wheel feet, mesmerized by the lilting beauty of the bird in flight. As I paused in my car in the afternoon light, grace was perfected in the way that she moved, a flick of a feather along an invisible groove. Enough of the revelry turned the car to the right and drove away thoughtfully till I thought I might pull safely into a lot shaded from the heat of the sun and look back over where this had all begun. And she had been joined by another, her mate. In the eve of the summer, it was not too late to enjoy the moment at this hour of dusk, in the rail yard evening, in the summer's dust. In the Shadow of the Roses is a poem about the garden. I'll go in the garden at night to enjoy the evening, and I wrote this poem sitting on one of my garden benches. In the shadow of the roses, the garden air at night is softly moving. Each hair on my arms feels it. The sinews that hold the muscles together wait patiently to move. My breath, when I notice, is involuntary, an ancient gift bequeathed to me before time was recorded or known. Nature is jammed up tight with urban structures and systems, all meaningless, when the narrative is slowed down to nothingness. Clear the mind of all the dross and clutter. Find a way to hide from the glare that is everywhere all at once. Nestle into the arms of the aged wooden bench in the shadows of the roses. Breathe the night air scented by their blossoms. Forget the pains and wants of your fleshy carriage. Reach inwardly for a connection with the space that connects all matter. Live there quietly, if only now, for 1 second. In the mornings, I'll sit in my studio and listen to the birds getting ready for the day. And I wrote this. Mockingbird poem found. What is the mockingbird saying so early in the morning? It's been waiting all winter to serenade the spring. The plants will get their turn too, because they can be green and quietly true. While our sun has been biding its time, racing through effervescent sky. And during the night, air condensed to dew and clings to the end of an iris wing. It's quiet now. The mockingbird has left from before, while I'm waiting patiently for her encore.